Fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police, close as I can get.
And this now begins Act 2. So I think this will be what time?
Where have you been?
Yeah, so this will be a cut point.
It's Daddy's
and then we'll...
He says it's gonna be
we are
the biggest
resuming
thing
now.
ever.
So, you continue at the Women's March.
And then something goes wrong.
So, like, the Women's March, like, the cops that were there were cops there. They weren't in riot gear. They weren't threatening. In Simi, when we were coming through it, first of all, there wasn't any cops around us at the starting point. They were only there in front of businesses, and they were in riot gear.
She only takes them out
Right.
when
And
Daddy's
what I
living
think was
with us.
more interesting about
You know,
it
in stories where the little girl
is
really a princess and her
you
parents
definitely
aren't
got
really
the,
her
they were
parents.
trying to intimidate us.
Does
You could
she
get
still
that
get to
feeling off
see
them,
them?
but I could also sense fear off them.
Yes.
And it was very interesting dynamic. They never came after us. Nobody ever said anything to us, although every time we walked by a set of them, we'd start shouting, no justice, no justice, no peace.
Mm-hmm.
Or like one woman that had a megaphone and just went, why the fuck are you wearing helmets? And I was like, they're scared of our foam signs, because I learned after the Women's March, you always do something, don't do the flimsy, do something hard. So I had my foam core.
Come on.
Yeah, I was at a friend's house the other day, on Monday, and we were talking about these things, and I was wondering, we were talking about like methods of protest, and I was wondering how come we haven't seen, especially in the protests where there are actual like skirmishes with the police, you've never seen anybody throw water balloons filled with piss.
You'll have to go through shadows.
I think because there's too much prep time. Like you have to.
Yeah, but you could get about a dozen people in one night. So, also, back to the game. Like that's the world we're exploring right now, and apparently, according to the plot, this is reality.
Is this Chicago on Earth though?
Yes.
Okay. Then I got nothing.
So then back to water balloons filled with piss.
But
I feel like that would be the best tactic, because then you're not going to hurt anybody, number one, and they've got all that riot gear on, like, their only option is to just stand there soaked in piss.
I think it's...
And that's gross.
That is gross, but I think it's you're going in planning on a skirmish with the police. The goal on those protests are not to go in with a skirmish with the police. That's the way I understand it.
Oh, fine.
But, fun fact, it was suggested if you do get arrested in the protest, piss in the back of the car.
Ready for our big night? People are really excited.
Because that takes that cop car out of commission because they have to clean it.
You haven't
Oh, yeah, how about that? There you go. Solving problems with piss.
Even if you do, I can't perform here.
If you are going into, I guess this is for our protest bros, are going into protest.
The princess.
Oh, well.
I mean, this is all for purely educational purposes. This is not intended to be actually utilized.
Look, I'll get it all fixed.
As a legal disclaimer, we have said that.
Yeah.
But don't think that I will be some sort of shiny
No,
ball
it's
that
just
lures
like,
people
yeah,
into your scrapyard.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Talking about anti-riot gear
I'm worried about Daddy.
politics
Mhm.
for
He always
protesting
says it's
has been
okay,
very
but
interesting. There are a lot of
those
TikTok
gangsters
videos on it,
really hurt
actually.
him. We
Yeah,
have
I've seen a
to go to
couple of them.
circus, so Daddy will be safe.
That gets deleted, so they change it to where they're telling it to you on cue cards. It's really fucking funny.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh yeah, so our dad's circus doesn't fucking work. And now it's our job to fix it.
dude, so our dad's a fucking useless piece of shit. So he's like my dad.
Yeah. Aren't you
My
excited that we're winning him
Yes.
back for no fucking reason? Only he's not our real dad? Okay, so
Like
I
I
think...
need to do a disclaimer on Dad. If you're actually watching this and listening, holy shit, you actually found something I did. And yeah, I kind of don't like you. And I think all your kids feel that way.
and my dad, if you're watching, hey,
Sup?
what's up?
Suits, Dad.
Okay, so this part took me about 15 minutes, but I cut most of it out. Actually, I cut all of it out, except for the one successful, finally fucking try of it. Alright, so that's current events, and I don't know if you've got anything to add to that.
No, not really. Just kind of it was very interesting to see the differences in protest, like just comparing those two.
And to keep fighting the power and...
Yeah, fuck the police. Coming straight out the underground.
Yeah.
How do we get on board?
I did come home and get yelled at by Coffee because I did not take her to the protest. She's more liberal than I am. She's a furocrat. That's like a Democrat, only more liberal. Yeah.
I thought that was called a leftist.
No, it's a furocrat.
Gotcha.
Which I think is funny because Coffee's profile, because she's named after a police detective, is Detective Coffee.
I want to point out right here, so it is established in the game that Dawn, our character, is an acrobat.
Captain on the deck.
The only acrobatic thing she does in the game is
Coming up.
grab onto ledges and then pull herself up.
Wow.
Which does require a great deal. It does require a great deal of upper body strength. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm pretty sure that's a shitty acrobat if that's all they can do.
Mm-hmm. I like how she can turn the box into a shadow.
Yeah, that's not explained.
Yes, it's the biggest problem with this fucking game.
Oh god, this fucking game. So anybody, if you're watching this and you rated this game a 9 out of 10 on Steam, fucking explain why. Because it's a really poorly executed story. It's a poorly executed platformer, and the puzzles aren't really that difficult. It pretty much fails on all attempts.
This just makes me want to play Bioshock. I'm not sure why. Because you mentioned it at the beginning.
Yeah, because we mentioned it. But mentioned Bioshock 2.
Yeah, I'm going to play Bioshock 1.
Yeah.
Because I have taste.
With the little girls. This game also has a little girl in it.
Yeah.
That's the connection, right?
Yeah, no, they're little sisters.
Yeah.
Although, I gotta say, the worst part of fucking Bioshock 1 is sitting there protecting the little sister from the splicers. That part of that game can fuck right up.
Alright.
Which apparently is all what Bioshock 2 is. I haven't played it, so I don't know.
Well, maybe Bioshock 2 was the game that made this motherfucker quit Arcane Studio.
Fair.
Well, the problem not, because I think Bioshock 2 came out way before 2009.
I think so too. I'm not sure. Though.
Only there was an Oracle we could consult.
Like Google?
Oh, I didn't know where my phone was. In other news...
Yeah.
So, we talked about medical stuff. Your medical stuff. Actually, this isn't real. That's misleading. It's not really medical. But I have learned that I have a memory disorder.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to tell me that you have Alzheimer's?
No, it's not something, it's not degenerative.
Mm.
And it's not a later in life onset thing. It's actually something that's been consistent my entire life. And it wasn't identified until 2015.
So what is it?
It's called,
Isn't
this is going to sound like bullshit, but severely deficient autobiographical memory.
You're forgetting your own life story?
Yes.
That's fucking amazing, and it would only happen to you.
No, actually, well, I've talked to my dad, because it is something that occurs throughout your life.
Mm-hmm.
And so as I've been reading up on it, I was like talking to my parents about it. My dad is pretty sure that he has it. And actually, I talked to a buddy of mine, lawyer Mac, and it sounds like he might have it as well. And it's just because it wasn't identified until 2015, they're actually not sure how common it is.
It's weird.
It's very strange, and I will... no, I'm not going to include a link because we got those links to Black Lives Matter. I'll just stick with that one. I'll send you personally, I'll send you a link that has all these descriptions about it because... sorry, my computer's in the other room making a bunch of weird fucking noises. But yeah, it's exactly what you said. Like, I cannot... I have no episodic recall of my life.
Weird.
And it's always something that I've been vaguely aware of, but have just always chalked it up to having, like, oh, I've got a really bad memory. But it turns out, like, I'm going to have to go check on this. So I'm going to pause the video, and then I'll come back. Just give me, like, 30 seconds.
Yeah, you do you, boo.
Okay. So, yeah, I think my my desktop is hooked up to my TV.
Yeah, take
That's how I watch TV. Well, I don't watch
You
TV.
big squid. Go
I
back
have
to
a,
the one they got.
wireless keyboard
Yeah.
for it, and I think the batteries might be dying because it was making that device disconnected and then device connected sound just over and over again.
Awesome.
So, I
Oh no.
think that's a sign that the batteries were dying. But I turned off the keyboard and that stopped the sound. So, anywho, yes, severely deficient autobiographical memory.
Correct.
Do not remember my own life.
So does that mean your life is really boring or so traumatic that you blocked it all out?
No, that's the whole thing about it, is that it can't be, it's not linked to trauma at all.
Oh, see, Zoot, I was just trying to be fucking funny, and you had to
Well,
shit.
I'm being serious. This is my life that we're talking about, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna remember this conversation? The answer is no, so might as
Well,
well.
that's also because I was drinking, but, no, that's why I like the fact that it's going to be immortalized forever on YouTube. So I can always go back to the conversation.
Come back to this conversation and be like, oh yeah, I did tell Kasey this.
Yeah, so I just fucked up on that game spot right there.
I wasn't paying
but-
attention.
Well, I was, and I pushed the wrong button. But, so yeah, I have no episodic recall of my life. So I do actually, quote unquote, remember things, but it's because about my life, but it's because I've learned them, not because I experienced them.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a pretty weird thing. And I didn't know I had a name until about 4 months ago.
Nice.
Yeah. Kind
So
of hoping that
this canon.
conversation would be a little bit longer, because that was all I had lined up.
Alright, I don't understand what the fuck is happening in this game. I'm
So
with you. I don't understand
this
the
whole
personality.
part. This whole part was I have to fix this pirate ride, and the way we fix this pirate ride is by breaking this last part of it and then going and flipping a switch.
Oh, I bet there's nothing actually broken.
Why do you have to open a door 3 fucking times?
Because those are the luminaries. Yeah.
This is how we're hiding the loading screens.
I bet there's just
Sorry.
one thing he forgot.
No,
to
they
do,
do not
and
hide
that's
the
why
loading
this whole
screens
ride is
in this game.
It's probably in the control room.
This is how
Or
they
the
hide
engine room, or something
other
like that.
loading things.
This is how they hide having a
Come
shorter
on,
game.
It's dark out
I'm
there.
literally
How do
just
you
following
turn
this
on
little
shadows
girl
if it's dark?
down into the basement. I hope my neighbors don't
This
take
is
that
not
out of
the one
context.
I was talking about.
Oh, I'll take it.
And
Why didn't Jay?
uh,
I bet he did.
literally just going down this path to flip a switch. That's it. There are no more puzzles on this level. There's one more collectible. Oh, I haven't talked about the collectibles in this game.
I knew it. I knew it was something collectible. I think all we need to do
About
is pull these
half
levers at
of the
the same time.
collectibles are located in the
ready?
last, like, 10 minutes of the game.
3, 2, 1, go.
Why'd they even bother with collectibles then?
I don't know. That's not the point. Why did they even bother with collectibles when you can't really see them? Is my question.
And they don't have, like, any game purpose?
Nope, no purpose whatsoever in the game. And they're, like, you can go to a menu screen, or there's a screen on the main menu where you can access the collectibles, but you can't, like, zoom in on them or anything. So there's collectibles that's like a newspaper clipping or photographs that are, you just can't really see any detail about them. And apparently they contain important plot elements as well. Oh.
That's really shitty game design.
Yeah. And
I
Zim
mean,
just made,
Shit on a
you didn't
indie
hear,
developer?
you didn't hear him, but Zim just made his cameo and took a shit in his litter box while I was doing this.
Hey, has
Awesome,
anyone
thanks
seen
Zim.
the
Coffee
princess?
left, she got bored.
We can't really start the story.
This is
without
part of
her.
the game that I was talking about that is very similar to Limbo, and it's also one of the more enjoyable part of the games, even though it makes no fucking sense. Part of the thing that the carnival or the circus was missing was the princess puppet from the puppet show, and the way you fix that is by becoming a shadow.
Once upon a time, there was a princess
cool.
who lived in a castle with her father.
But this puppet show part
The king
is
loved her
actually
very
pretty
much
entertaining.
Because daddies loved their daughters. Unfortunately,
And I
the
don't
kingdom
want to
also
narrate
had
it
an
because
ogre who was eating
when
travelers
sound is playing, there's already a narrator, so that'll be weird because there's going to be sound playing when I
what kings
cut
do,
this together.
and promised that anyone
But basically,
who
you're a
slew the
princess,
ogre would
and
get to marry his
there's a
only
knight
daughter,
who's
the
going to
princess, and become king when he died.
not
The
a
king's
dragon. I
lands
think there's an
were very
ogre at
far
first.
away,
Yeah,
and the ogre was
we're gonna go kill the
very
ogre
large.
to
So
win
only
your
one
hand.
knight showed up.
And the whole thing's
His
done in
name
this
was Fred,
silhouette
and he
type
fell
stuff.
immediately in
The
love
knight's name is
with the
Fred.
princess. Fred was a brave knight. and he
One thing I will
marched
say
off
about this
the
part
next
is that
morning,
it's a lot
singing
easier
brave song as
than
loudly as he
Limbo
could.
was. So, for people who have played Limbo,
After several days had passed, the
even though it
princess
kind of
got to
looks the
wondering
same, doing the whole
what
shadow
had
stuff,
happened to her future husband.
it's not
So
nearly as
she
difficult.
set off into the forest to
Like,
look
there's
for
no
him.
fuck you moments
The
that
princess tracked
you
Fred's
wouldn't know about
footprints
unless you
through
played
a
it before.
strange wilderness full
It's all pretty...
of scary sounds.
Actually, there's one fuck you moment that you don't know about until you play it.
Chasms filled with razor
But it does kind of
sharp
like even
Fortunately, she was a
think
very
I show it.
brave
comes
princess
into the
who
gameplay.
loved adventures.
But you just
Just like
run
you.
left, kind of like any
She
2D
used her
scroller.
wits to get
Yeah.
past unexpected obstacles.
This reminds me, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Chronicles, which is just a
What?
platformer.
She came to
Which
a
one is
wide
that?
river filled
It's like
with
this,
snapping
it's
crocodiles.
this one they
She
like
couldn't even
released
swim.
that's just like these little mini
So what do you
platformers.
think
There's
she
3
did?
of them. There's
Stand on top of
Assassin's
her head.
Creed
That's
Chronicles
right.
China, Assassin's Creed Chronicles India, and Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia.
It was a magical
Where you get a
forest
gun?
where plants seemed to know each
Oh,
other.
nice.
She had to use
It's more
magic
about like the
mushrooms to get high
platforming than
or
it
up.
is about, and it's a 2D platformer.
Is it on, like, PC or is it on the phone?
I think it originally started as an Xbox, or no, as a Steam game.
She learned to use some bendy tree
Okay.
branches to fling
And
herself across a patch of
like it was
deadly
on Steam,
sharp
and then
bamboo.
it got, and I got it for it's
As
an
the sun
Xbox
set,
port,
she came to
and it's
the
actually
giant
really fun
ogre's campsite.
and very interesting, and
There, the princess discovered
it's
the
different.
ogre had
Yeah.
captured Fred and hung him from a
I
tree
have been
as a
playing, well, in addition to
The ogre
playing
did
this
not
fucking
appreciate
game,
visitors at all.
um,
Even if
yeah,
he
I've been trying to play
embarrassed to see them.
newer stuff, but like my
But the
computer,
princess was a woman
kind of like
and
the
she
laptop
was
I had
mad,
when I
and
first
the
wanted to
ogre
play Contrast,
was
the
clumsy.
desktop that I have now
That's
is basically
when you make fun of them.
incapable of running
You should never
anything
make fun
that
of
was
people
made
like they're
after
ogres. Sometimes you
2013.
have to.
Awesome.
Um,
And so the princess tricked the ogre.
So,
and rescued
like,
Fred. Fred didn't feel too
Oh,
good
God, what did I play? Well, I played a little bit of the Untitled Goose Game.
Fortunately, the king told him about a giant spider.
But that was a novelty that wore off pretty fucking quickly, it turns out.
So Fred
Not like Goat
marched
Simulator?
to the lair of the giant spider.
I would say
Singing
exactly
a
like
brave
Goat
song.
Simulator. The novelty ran out
Before.
very quickly.
After several days had passed, the princess got to wondering what had happened
So I was
to her
playing
future
quite a bit
husband.
of Grand
So she
Theft
went off looking for
Auto
him.
Vice City.
Again.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah, that's going back a ways.
Fred's footprints led her into a dark,
I tried
creepy
playing
alley full of
Bendy and the Ink
strange
Machine,
dripping sounds, kind of like the basement
which
her footsteps
I don't
echoed
know
and echoed
why people enjoyed
until
that
it sounded like
or
someone
gave a
was
shit
following
about
her.
it.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
she
that was the
impaled
fuck you.
herself on the bamboo.
Yeah, that I didn't see
Wait,
coming.
that's not what happened. Soon
I
she
jumped
came
into
to
the
a
bed of
vast
spikes and
pit
didn't know
filled with vicious, deadly spikes. It was much too big to jump
that you
over,
have to
but far off,
Wait.
she
wait.
could hear moaning.
No. There's absolutely no indication that you should wait.
So
But
what
anyway.
do you think she
I know.
What I did start playing that I kind of enjoyed was Okami,
Like that nanny in that movie.
which I think originally came out on the GameCube.
Where would she get an umbrella?
But Steam released a HD version of it.
I
And,
don't think I have an umbrella.
It came out, I have it out for the PlayStation, where it's the
Where am I supposed to get an umbrella?
Amaterasu. Am I thinking of the right one?
You're the puppy.
The one where you're like the dog that's
Yeah.
going around with the
There we
paintbrush,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Her name is
the
Amaterasu.
princess bravely threw herself into the air, slowing her fall using
Oh, yeah.
an umbrella, just like that nanny in the movie.
Well, I haven't
She
I've
floated
paid much
down
attention
into
to the
cave, deeper and
storyline of the
deeper
game. I
into
haven't
the
really
cavern.
enjoyed that aspect.
She thought she could hear Fred
Not
moaning,
100%
but maybe it was only the
on
wind.
board with the battle system, where it's that like kind of early Final Fantasy, like somewhat random battles where it goes to a different screen.
Finally, she landed softly.
But I mean, I've been
right
enjoying
in
the
a
game.
spider's web.
It's
Fortunately, it was a very old
considering
web,
it's
and
like
she was able to
fucking
break free.
12 years old.
Unfortunately, the web was the only thing holding
It's
up a
going to be no
giant
surprise when I say it's a very Zelda-esque game, and I appreciate that. But
I've played some of the I found like the sequel, and I've played I think some of Okami, but I found the sequel that was for the Game Boy, and that was really good. You like play Amaterasu's son.
I was unaware that they made a sequel to it.
They did. It was only a Game Boy game though.
Very good at climbing.
You mean
He
game?
had 8 legs and the princess only
Yes.
had
You mean-
2.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say Game Gear, but that was
That's Sega.
and it was about 27 years ago.
Yeah.
Oops, I accidentally jumped out. There we go.
Fortunately, the princess remembered
So,
how the rats were holding up
Yeah, so
ogres.
after we killed the ogre and rescued the knight got sent out to slaughter that spider, and then he got caught, so we had to go rescue the knight again. And coming up is actually one of my favorite lines in the game.
Finally,
I bet he
she
can't beat
found
my favorite
He was all wrapped up
Batman
in the presence
quote.
of the giant spider's girlfriend.
No, I probably won't, and I don't know why I said it that way, because
Embarrassed about having
it's
to
not
be
one
rescued
of, it's
again.
the only good
He
line in this
really
game.
loved the princess.
So the
princess
knight really loved the
decided he was
princess. Princess decided he was cute, that's not it.
Fortunately, the king
Told him about a dragon,
dragon
so
that he
he's
could
gonna go off
slay in
kill a
order
dragon.
to win the princess's hand and stop being so embarrassed. So Fred
And,
marched off to the mountain
Just
top
stop
of the
being so
dragon,
embarrassing.
singing a brave
No, it's
song
not that.
very
It's,
quietly.
he doesn't come back.
After a few days, the princess got to
The princess got to
Why did Dad
wondering
keep trying to give her away?
why her daddy kept trying to
That
give
too.
her away.
But she was worried about Fred, so she went off to find him.
That too. But she was also worried about Fred.
So wait, was that the line?
Yeah, I mean, it's not well
The
delivered
dragon's
by
mountain
me
was cold,
because
and the wind howled at
it's
her
supposed to be
turn back.
Dee Dee's
There were rocks
dad
around
who's
and
narrating.
chasms, but she
So
was very
when he
brave
says
and
the princess got to wondering,
she
it's
wasn't
actually
going to be
Dee
put
Dee
off
who
by a
shouts
few deadly dangerous.
Why her daddy kept trying to give her away? I don't know why I did it with a slight southern draw, but
When she got old, she found the hot buttered muffin she
yeah.
would make when
I
she
feel like now that I mentioned it, I do have to say my favorite Batman line, which is my second favorite line to ever come out of the DC universe, which is, lying in a pool of my own blood and vomit. Yes, this is the way to strike fear into the hearts of criminals. That was a Grant Morrison line. And then my favorite all-time line was spoken by Wonder Woman, which was, my two best friends are the world's greatest detective and a guy who can see through planets. Did you really think I wouldn't find out?
When the princess got to the
That was
lair
back
of
when the
dragon,
DC universe had, like,
she was not very
heart.
surprised to see Fred
Aw.
hanging from the roof.
I have not kept up on any of that stuff, but for some reason on when I go to the search thing on Instagram, a lot of DC like Instagram
Finally,
fan
burn
accounts
away the
pop
ropes
up.
that were tying up Fred.
Yeah, it's probably because I clicked on
And so, the
one
princess
once, and
and
so
Fred
now that's
lived
like their
happily
algorithm
ever
thinks that I'm a huge DC fan.
Fred
But
never had to go on another adventure again. And
I
they
am
had
trying
hot
to
buttered
find
muffins
it. There was
every morning.
it looked like it was from one of the animated series.
The princess flew off on the dragon's
Um,
back to have a life full of adventures, but
where
that's
it
for another
was,
day.
God, who was it? It was, I think Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash,
Mm-hmm.
and Batman was testing out a teleporter. Oh, before I continue though, the whole point of that, what we just watched,
Yeah.
was that attraction was missing the princess puppet. So I became a shadow,
So you became the puppet.
became the puppet, and I'm now leaving.
I
But
need...
apparently the circus is still gonna run without the print. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Anywho, so yeah, Batman's testing out a teleporter, and he's testing it out on the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
And the Flash is eating a pretzel.
Oh yeah, that's in Infinite Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think.
Look, there's
Ah.
the balloon.
The
Oh,
animated.
And,
I can't pull it down.
Batman
can
runs
get
the
there to the
teleporter
table.
before the Flash is even ready.
I bet
then
somebody
he
didn't
gets-
pay
he
attention
snatches
when
the
he was
pretzel.
tying it down.
And he
Out of the
said,
Flash's hands. And
I think I can turn it on. Do you have any luminaries?
there's just the moment of like, the Flash was like, wait, he did that before he even knew it would work. Could have gone wrong.
I think I can turn
it's
this on.
Batman. He's plot
I
spackle.
got that beacon
Right.
working.
Oh, fuck, we
But
were
actually, there
so
was another
smart. So
another
bad.
great moment. And again, I know it from Instagram. I don't know the original source of the Green Lantern walking up to Superman
Yeah.
and using the Green Lantern ring to project kryptonite. And he just walks up to Superman. He's like, "Hey, Supes, look what I got!" And he holds
Oh, I've
up
seen that fan art, yeah.
kryptonite. Superman freaks out, and then it just cuts to what is it? Superman's like, "Did he put you up to this?" And it just cuts to like Batman laughing.
I got,
Is that one fan art? Oh, that's disappointing.
that one's fan art, but yeah, it's funny.
Are
I
you
got,
okay up there? You need any help? Here, jump on this.
I got the animated version of Red Sun, which I don't know if you ever read that.
I did read it, and I've seen that animated version. I think I might have even downloaded it.
I enjoyed it. I liked Superman with Russian accent.
Yes. Yeah,
And I-
because doesn't
Black-
Diedrich Bader
Now you can get up to
play
the
Lex
ribbon on
Luthor?
Jungle Daddy's
I
balloon.
think so. I also like that they kind of cut out that Wonder Woman being in love with him part from Red Sun. It was much more interesting to have her be a lesbian.
Yes.
That's barely addressed. She's just like, I like the chicks.
I'm curious, have you checked out any of the Harley Quinn show?
No, I haven't. Cause don't you have to like, yeah. I heard it's
Yeah.
good. I just
You do have to
pay for it.
pay for it. I don't even know where you'd find it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I've heard it's pretty funny in that it actually does address, or keeps as a
Her and
a plot point, her and Poison Ivy. Yeah.
Or dating, yeah.
Well, I think it's presented more so of her having a crush on Poison Ivy.
They get together at the very end of the first season or something like that.
Oh, well, spoiler alert.
It's canon now.
Thanks, Casey. I was really looking forward to watching it, but I guess now it's been spoiled.
I'm pretty sure it's been in a couple of the comics now. Like, get with the fucking program.
But I haven't seen the cartoon. You spoiled the cartoon. I didn't say you spoiled the comics. Oh, there's a weird fucking thing coming up in this game right now.
Oh, now there's something weird coming up.
No, well, so you run around this rooftop. You go around here, and hey, there's like a sparkling thing, like it's collectible. But then you touch it, nothing pops up that you got a collectible, and it's just like a bottle of booze. Turns out that's an achievement.
Picking it up?
Yeah, that's its only purpose is for a Steam achievement. Has nothing to do with the game. It is not a collectible that you can look at.
Yay! You did it! Okay!
Yeah.
Hop in!
I'm angry. I'm not I'm angry.
That was
Fuck this game.
amazing! I wish I could do that. Will you teach me someday?
So that was it. We untangled the balloon. All of the attractions, all three, those are apparently the only 3 attractions at this circus, is a hot air balloon, a pirate ride, and a puppet show, and a magician. So we fixed all the rides and the attractions, and
Can we fix the magician?
yes, because he wasn't going to perform if those things did not work. And now,
Nintendo came back!
out of nowhere,
What do you think,
our dad is
Vincenzo?
going up to him and
Do you ever
saying,
consider trying
hey
out
look,
for trapeze?
everything works. I don't fucking know how. I guess it was magic.
Yes, I'll give you that.
I got my balloon back, I got a princess from my puppet theater, and my
Yeah.
pirate ship is sailing the bounding main.
So you're a man of your word.
Ugh, he's
Go ahead.
terrible.
Count it. It's all there. Need a hand with your
Yeah.
stuff?
My apparatus is
So,
very
and then
delicate,
I guess he
and
got
I
his
don't
money
like
from the
anyone in
mobsters
my
and he pays
workshop.
the magician.
Provide the audience, Mr. Fenris, and I will provide amazement. Mr. Fenris,
Do you have to go collect the audience now?
Why are you organizing this circus?
No, so
I know
now,
who your investors are,
I promised my wife and daughter I'd clean up my act.
what does happen?
but if I don't pull in the crowds for you, those boys are going
Oh.
You
to
said it's 3
So-
parts.
so-
Don't have
Yeah,
one.
yeah. So now,
Wouldn't care much if they did.
2 parts.
Dee knows that
those crowds better
Vincenzo, who's the magician,
I didn't
she knows
talk
that
to
that's
him.
her
I
real
didn't
dad,
talk
so
to
she wants to go
Vincenzo.
talk to him. So we have to break into his lab, and this part two.